Finding a home in St. Johns County under $350,000 is definitely a challenge, but it's not impossible. But will that always be the case in St. Johns County? My name is Thomas and I work with Real Broker here in St. Augustine. And if you're looking for more information about homes under $350,000 here in St. Johns County, this is a video for you. So go ahead and tap that subscribe button below, like the video, and comment if you have any additional questions about homes in the area. If you need any further assistance, go ahead and reach out to me directly. I have a Calendly link below where you can schedule a video appointment with me for 30 minutes. We're going to cover the different areas that you need to focus on and a brief overview of those, the different property types, and as well as your monthly obligation for that certain property. So the first thing we want to cover is going to be single family homes here in St. Johns County. And the main areas that we want to cover are going to be St. Augustine Shores, West Augustine, Hastings, and Elkton. Most of the homes in this area are going to be around 1,500 square feet, probably a good 20 to 30 minutes from the beach, and 15 to 30 minutes to downtown St. Augustine. Let's take a look at the areas on the map here. So let's take a look at St. Augustine Shores. That's going to be in the southern part of St. Augustine or St. Johns County, but just south of downtown St. Augustine, just south of St. Augustine South, you're going to have St. Augustine Shores. This is an HOA community here, which is right off of US 1. Let's take a look here real quick at West Augustine. Okay, so this is St. Augustine, but West Augustine is right over here in this section. So pretty much everything west of US 1 between North Holmes and US 1 here, I consider to be West Augustine. This area is definitely redeveloping. We're gonna go over some new construction in this area here, but just wanna give you an idea of what's going on. And let's take a look here at Hastings. Hastings is just off of 207. You're about 30 minutes to downtown St. Augustine or the beach. You can take 206, which will take you right to Crescent Beach, but you can see this is right off of 207, right at the intersection of 206. The main town next to you is going to be Palatka and East Palatka, but you're probably about 15-20 minutes to 95 from this position. And then we also have Elkton, which is also on 207. It's a much smaller town than Hastings even is, but a little bit closer to 95, downtown St. Augustine, right in between really 95 and Hastings. So St. Augustine Shores is going to be right off of US 1. It is an HOA community. It costs about $30 a month to live there, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of their homes under $350,000 here in St. Johns County. We pulled up an example here just for you to take a look and see what the numbers would be on that. So let's just go ahead and pull that up here right now. Okay, so this is 270 Costado Street. This is active in St. Augustine Shores. So let's see, I can get this map to work real quick, give you an idea where this is at. So we're in the northern part of St. Augustine Shores, right off of the Matanzas River. And let's take a look at the monthly obligation. So it's a $350,000 house, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They're saying principal and interest $350,000, down payment of $70,000, 20%. At a 6.397 interest rate, your monthly cost is going to be around $2,200. Okay, so let's change that. Let's just go down to the lowest percentage, just do 3.5%, and that's going to bring you up to $2,800. So that's going to give you a good idea of how much it's going to cost getting a home for $350,000 in St. Augustine within an HOA community. Okay, we talked briefly about the other communities. I think the one thing to note is with West Augustine, which, like I said, it's just going to be this area just west of downtown St. Augustine. Pretty primarily in this little pocket here is West Augustine, but they are building some new construction homes by LGI, DR Horton, right over here off of 214, my mistake, which is really in a prime location. Get to downtown St. Augustine very easily. This is a pretty rural area, as you can see. I'll switch to the satellite. Just so you can take a look, but most of the developments over here around 207, 16, and you can see 214 remains pretty rural in that section. One of the reasons that I really like West Augustine is because we've seen a lot of investors going there and picking up property. You're going to see a lot of RS3, a lot of commercial zoning within the West Augustine area, which allows you to do short-term rentals. But on top of that, they also are planning possibly to put a railway station right at the corner of US 1 and West King Street, which will then allow for people to take a train from St. Augustine to Jacksonville, which in my opinion would be a game changer for this area. And also that little section would include parking, which goes along with St. Augustine's long-term mobility plan to make pretty much downtown St. Augustine a driverless area where you take a trolley into town and it's all positioned with parking garages around the city. So we'll see what happens with that front, but West Augustine would play into that plan. And let's just look right here. So they're talking about St. Augustine proposes adding mobility zoning with taller, denser projects, commuter rail. So they're going to add multifamily units, building heights up to 75 feet. A mobility-oriented development would have to include a multifamily residential component, at least one non-residential use in addition to the mobility station. So they're looking to add a commuter rail, they want to add parking, and they want to add multifamily property right here at West King Street and US 1. That's where the Browdy's liquor store is now. So I think that's something to really consider. If you are thinking about moving to the area, that might be something to interest you, because that is going to be growth. That's going to be 10 years down the line probably, but that's going to be growth that definitely is going to help your property appreciate, in my opinion. Along those same lines, now we talked about Hastings for a single family home. This is definitely going to be a more rural area out on 207, but with that, you're going to get more property for more bang for your buck, essentially. And one reason to look into Hastings is to see where the money is all going. So if you've watched my live streams, you've seen me talk about how St. Johns County is going to get a lot more property tax revenue this year because of the increase in taxable value here in the area with the increase of property values. That money is actually being planned to go towards Hastings, 110 wastewater treatment facility in Hastings. So, follow the money, kind of where are they spending the money? And then on top of that, St. Augustine entrepreneurs plans to revitalize the main street in Hastings. So the main street in Hastings is only like 10 buildings probably, but if they could add a cool small town little flair there, that could definitely attract some business there. I could see it because there's really not much around there between Palatka and downtown St. Augustine. It's just one road really. Now I did mention new construction over here, DR Horton and LGI Homes. Now, I'm more familiar with DR Horton's product. I'm sure LGI Homes is running a very similar incentive to what DR Horton is doing, but I'd have to double check. I'm sure they're contributing to closing costs. But as of right now, DR Horton at Morgan's Cove is going to buy down interest rates down to 4.99%. That's huge considering that interest rates are around 7% right now. On top of that, they're also going to pay $10,000 in closing costs. So on a home around $350,000, your closing costs are going to be somewhere between $12,000 and $15,000. So DR Horton, as long as you use their lender, is going to pay that $10,000 in closing costs. So you really have to come to the table with maybe $2,000 to $5,000 for closing, opposed to $12,000 to $15,000 for closing. Pretty significant difference. So this community is right off of 95. You can see it on the map here. It's all going to come with rolled vinyl flooring, Formica countertops, vinyl tubs around. It's going to be very basic, bare bones entry. But the main thing here is that you're going to get in at the bottom barrel pricing, right, for at least the market right now. But if you wanted to add value to your house, you could easily do that because you're buying a great layout, and the floor plans that they have there are fantastic. So the incentive there though is that you keep more money in your pocket today. They're buying down your interest rate for the life of the loan at 4.99%. On to our next section, which is going to be condos or townhomes. So if you're looking to stay under 350, it definitely opens up some options, and you can even get on Anastasia Island under 350 for a townhome or a condo, which is really, really great. It's not going to be brand new construction, but it's still going to be in one of the best areas. You're going to be close to the beach, the amphitheater, and downtown St. Augustine, all the shopping that you need right in Anastasia Island. So the location is great, but you may have to sacrifice other things in terms of the condition of the property, how new it is. One place to potentially look into is Coquina Lakes. Now, if you're looking to spend less than $250,000, this is going to be your place to go, because this is a condo on St. Augustine Beach, which is probably a mile from St. Augustine Beach Fishing Pier. They're 2-bedroom condos with 1 bathroom. They're about 750 square feet, but they're close to everything around you. 5-minute drive to the amphitheater, an 8-minute drive to downtown, probably a 3-minute drive to the beach. All your shopping is going to be within 5 to 10 minutes as well. So this area is great. Also has a really low HOA. The community has a pool. This is going to be Coquina Lakes. Now I'll show you where that is on the map here. This is West Pope Road. And if you're familiar with Anastasia Island, this is 312, that big bridge there. There's Antigua Apartments right there. The amphitheater is over here bordering the Anastasia State Park. And here is St. Augustine Beach right over here. So you can see that's right off of 312 and A1A there, starting at $210,000 a month. Now you go down to your monthly obligation, $280 a month HOA fee that comes with a pool. You don't get assigned parking, I don't believe. but there's plenty of parking out there. This is assuming you're putting 20% down and a 6.5% interest rate. Your monthly cost is going to be $1,500, $1,600, my mistake. Now let's say you wanted to change that to 3.5%. That's going to go up to just under $2,000 a month. But to live in that location where you're, minutes to the beach, the amphitheater, downtown St. Augustine, the hospital is right over 312 too. So you're 5 minutes to the hospital. The location I think is really, really great. Also gas stations right across the street from that too. So if you need any late night snacks or anything, it's right there. But you're at $210,000 on Anastasia Island. That is definitely a place to look if you're not looking to spend that much money. Now, if you are looking for something a little bit newer, D.R. Horton has townhomes that are right by St. Augustine High School and Sebastian Middle School, which have the same exact promotion going. It's a brand new construction home. They'll buy down your interest rate to 4.99% and they'll pay up to $10,000 for closing costs, which is pretty significant considering that these are starting in the high 200s, low 300s. So let's take a look here. They have 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom floor plans available over here. This is called Whispering Creek, and let's take a look over here. So 186 Whispering Brook Drive. This is in Whispering Creek by D.R. Horton. Let's take a look at the map here. So you can see that's Lewis Speedway. It's an extension of US 1, so it isn't exactly US 1. This is State Road 16, this is US 1. Downtown St. Augustine, the historic district's right over here. This is West Augustine, what we were just talking about a little bit ago. And then the St. Augustine High School, Sebastian Middle School are on this road as well. This is D.R. Horton. They are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom townhomes. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,300 square feet. The layouts in these are great. They come up with tile on the bottom floor, granite countertops. There's no garage at these locations, but they do have a little storage closet on the porch. But let's take a look at the monthly obligation for this. Let's go here. So they've got it with 20% down and a 6.5% interest rate. That's going to be $1,889. Now, like I said, D.R. Horton's gonna pay down that interest rate. As of right now, they're gonna take it down to 4.99% for the life of the loan. Now let's see how that changes that payment. That brings it down from almost $1,900 to $1,684. So that's a pretty significant drop in how much your monthly payment is, and then also significant over the life of the loan, how much interest you're going to pay. Let's see here, let's mess with these numbers here. So let's just say you wanted to bring 3.5% down. You're getting 5% interest rate. Your down payment's $10,000. Your monthly cost is gonna be $2,164. So couple $100 more in that aspect, but you're bringing a lot less down to the table. Keep in mind, they're also going to pay up to $10,000 in closing costs. So if you're buying a home, let's say $300,000 for easy math right here, 3% of $300,000 is going to be $9,000, 4% is going to be $12,000. So you're going to be somewhere between that $9,000 and $12,000 for your closing costs on a $300,000 home. They're going to pay up to $10,000. So more than likely, all of your closing costs are going to be covered in the scenario if you use DHI, which is D.R. Horton's lender. And I think that's something that solves a lot of questions for buyers. They don't want the high interest rate. They don't want to take cash out of their pocket. So D.R. Horton's going to buy down your interest rate, and they're also going to give you money towards closing costs. Because if you're just buying a resale home, you could possibly negotiate that they pay for some closing costs, but it's not a definite possibility like it is here with new construction. They will give you up to $10,000 for closing costs. That's $10,000 that stays in your pocket. Now, if you're looking for a mobile home, what if I told you that you were able to get that on the water with a boat lift? Would you believe me? Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm bluffing or not, but we're gonna get right to it either way. In Treasure Beach, which is where my grandmother lives, she owns a double wide home that sits on the intracoastal. She has a boat dock that looks over the intracoastal. She lives in Treasure Beach, which is really the only canal community here in St. Augustine. There's no HOA amongst Treasure Beach residents. They do have a voluntary HOA that you can pay into, but you don't have to. But most of the properties in that area it's going to be either a single family home or a mobile manufactured home in that area. So you can actually get a home on the water with intercoastal access for under $400,000. This one's at $360,000. So forgive me guys, I got $10,000, but let's take a look at that one. This is gonna be 255 Villa Verda Road. You can see here that it is a mobile manufactured home, but let's take a look at the map here so you have an idea of where this property is located. So you can see that St. Augustine Shores is here. We talked about that neighborhood. You have Butler Beach right here, Crescent Beach right here. St. Augustine Beach just north, we were just talking about that area just off of 312 with the condos there. And then you have 206 here, which is one of the main east and westbound routes from the southern part of Anastasia Island. This whole area here, you can see, is one of the only canal communities here. So if you're looking for a home and you're looking to spend under 400,000, this is we could probably negotiate this person down to 350. So let's not lose hope here, okay? So if you are looking for a home under 350 and you have the cash available, because a lot of times these homes aren't available to get financing on, you can do it, but there are certain stipulations when it comes down to mobile manufactured homes that have to be met in order to get financing. So most of these have to be sold for cash. So if you do have the cash, or if you are willing to do the work to get the financing, this may be an option for you, because you'll be able to get intracoastal front, and you'll also be able to get a home in one of the prime areas of Anastasia Island. Another area to check out if you were looking for a mobile or a manufactured home is going to be Flagler Estates. It's still within St. Johns County, and it's just south of Hastings, but this is definitely an area where you can get a mobile manufactured home on an acre of land or so for just starting at $120,000, $150,000. So if you, like I said, you know, getting financing on those are a little bit more difficult than, you know, your typical single family home. Yeah, if you are interested in that, Flagler Estates is also another place to look at. Let's take a look on the map here, and I can pull up some here. Okay, so you see Flagler Estates here. Put it on the satellite real quick so you get an idea of what the area is around it. It's definitely going to be more rural. The main towns are going to be Hastings and Palatka over here. And then of course you have St. Augustine Palm Coast over here, but these are probably going to be a good 40 minutes away from Flagler Estates here. So let's take a look at Flagler Estates on the map. All right, so let's take a look over here at Flagler Estates. So you can see that they have properties. One's at 120 over here, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. They got single families starting in the low 3s, 249, 299. All these homes are going to be sitting on about an acre of land. So this may be another area you want to check out if you are interested in St. Johns County and paying less than $350,000. Guys, and that is it. I hope you gained a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of insight into homes under $350,000 here in St. Johns County. If you did, please do me that solid and tap that subscribe button below, like the video, and comment if you have any additional questions about prices of homes here in the area. If you need any further assistance, I do have that Calendly link below where you can schedule a 30-minute appointment with me over video. I'd love to be able to help you out, guys. Until next time, have a good one.